Hi, my witchies. Welcome to the WitchDarkTales podcast live. I am your host, Megan. And on tonight's TikTok live podcast, we will be talking about haunted places, urban legends, and also some scary stories. Hopefully we get to hear them. Now, before we get into the podcast, views discretion and audio discretion is advised. Everything we talk about is just pure speculation to the best of our knowledge. And again, strong adult languages. Now, with that being said, let's get straight into the podcast and don't forget to like and subscribe. How long have you been in Fresno? I was not born in Fresno. I was raised in Fresno, but half of my life I lived in Stockton, and my other half of my life I lived in Fresno. I moved back from Stockton to Fresno in 2014, and I've been here ever since. What other spooky thing have you heard recently? What spooky things have I heard recently? That Sunnyside, someone messaged me and said Sunnyside was built over a old cemetery. I don't know if it's true. I did do my research because I was going to talk about it. Someone sent me a message and said, did you know that Sunnyside was built over a cemetery? And so I did my little digging and I found out that it was not built over a cemetery. In fact, there was a Fresno winery that was owned by Mr. Theodore Kearney. You know, Kearney Mansion, Kearney Park? Well, he built a winery there on Peach and Kings Canyon. And they tore it down due to a fire and some other things. And then it became Sunnyside High School. And you know, on Kings Canyon and Peach, where the Walmart is at, you know, the Walmart on Kings Canyon and Peach? Those palm trees that are there was actually planted by Mr. Kearney. And I did not know this. The Walmart on Kings Canyon and Peach, those palm trees right in front of the store was planted by Mr. Theodore Kearney himself. That's a good thing. And this is why I feel like for us being here in Fresno, we need to remember our history here. We need to always remember, as we get older, as our years in life progress, we will be forgetting about the past. And I hope someone else also continued this legacy. Now, I talk about haunted places, scary stories, and histories for us in Fresno to remember. And years from now, I want like another set of people, like in the future, to continue that legacy. The older generation remembers, but the future generation don't, because like I said, as time change and progress, new things are being built. Now, you guys know where Almost Elementary School is at, right there on Chestnut and Butler? Or what is it? Chestnut and Kings Canyon? Back then, it used to be like a whole bunch of houses. There used to be nothing but houses back then on that section. And I remember, because I used to walk down from Tulare and Chestnut to Kings Canyon to go to the, there was, what was it called? McFugo? It was like a big lot at the time. And there was these abandoned houses. It looked like the Western houses back then before that school was built. Is Tower District haunted? From the stories and research that I've read and done, yes. There's a gay club, allegedly. Again, no, actually, no. I talked to the owner. He even confirmed it too. So it's not even alleged because he knew about it. When I went to Splash, I met him and we talked about it. So, but I do have to say alleged. In Tower District in Fresno, California, there's a club called Splash. Now, this is a LGBTQ plus club, right? Known as Splash. Well, before Splash, there was a restaurant called Landmark. Prior landmark of the restaurant, it used to be a brothel. No. It was an ice cream parlor, and then it became a brothel, and then it became Landmark, and then it became Splash. That timeline is kind of correct. But just know it was an ice cream parlor, it was a brothel, and then it was a Landmark restaurant, and it became Club Splash. And the reason why it's haunted was because From what I read was someone had passed away. Workers at the time when it was a landmark, they've claimed to seen shadow figures. They've seen people like dark shadow spirits walk into the bathroom. People have claimed, again, the workers claimed they've seen like stuff flying off the countertops, pots and pans. When I went to Club Splash, I didn't feel nothing. Again, I always say this, just because a place is haunted does not mean it's evil. It just means there are spirits there and the spirits are not messing with you, so you should mess with it. Now, if you're on some substance, like when you're toma and fuma and mota, you might be under influence and then you start seeing stuff, but you never know. I've never seen those spirits at Splash, but I did hear it's haunted. Now, a couple doors down from a parking lot, there is a place called Piemonte Deli. That story was also, it was said that place was haunted as well. The owner, Olga, allegedly she was haunting, making sure the workers are doing their job, from what I read and did research on. On Dollar Tree on Venice and Olive, there's a chicken pie shop that was said to also be haunted. I don't know if you guys know that, but I did a video about Tower District area that it was allegedly haunted by the owner as well. I don't know if the Tower District Theater is haunted. I've heard people do seance there. I believe a couple months ago during Halloween, people were having seance and they invited us, but I didn't have time to go because I went to the fair instead. This is when the Fresno Fair was happening, and so I missed the seance. But hopefully they invite us this year to go to the seance because I wouldn't mind seeing it. With that being said, yes, allegedly, Tower District in Fresno, California has haunted places. Have you tried Hanford? We did. We went to the Bastille. In Hanford, California, there's a old jail cell that became a storage, became a salon. I've heard people gone proms there. I was doing research and there's these paranormal investigators known as Haunted Histories, where they talk about the history of a haunted place. And then they find out details. There was this girl, her name was Maria Roja. She was, I can't use the hard word. She was unalived by the jailer on the second floor. People have claimed to see her. Now, Haunted History actually did their research and found out through history that this was a true incident that had happened. Maria Roja passed away because the jailer unalived her on the second level in Hanford at the Bastille. And this was documented. It was a true incident that had happened. May she rest in peace. I don't know if there are other haunted places in Hanford, but again, we are still doing research. We're traveling. We've been in Fresno and we went to, did we go to Stockton? Well, I can go to Stockton anytime. We went to Modesto. We went to Bakersfield. Obviously Sanger is technically Fresno County. I love Bakersfield. Everybody was so nice. Now, are we talking about like the people or the haunted stories? Two clubs. One was called Casablanca and the other one was called, I don't know, but it was somewhere downtown and everybody was welcoming. Everybody was nice. Did you find any haunted places in Bakersfield? We found the River Park at Riverwalk. And then we found the Padres Hotel. The pharmacy. In the Padre Hotel, it was said to be haunted, and under the Padre Hotel, there was a place called the Pharmacy, which I thought it was like medicine, but it was actually like a restaurant or like a little place for you to sit and kick back. They said you can see a handprint on the walls. But what is crazy is that they've knocked it down and destroyed that wall, rebuilt a new wall, but people still claim to see the hand. That's wild. Like, how is it a spirit able to leave the handprint on a wall? something that is physical. We've heard the story of dancing with the devil here in Fresno, California at the Rainbow Ballroom. We've heard it in Texas. We've heard it in Mexico. We've heard it in Stockton Flamingo Club. After it was torn down, it became a 7-Eleven. We've heard about so many places with the same story of dancing with the devil, right? What if, now listen, open your mind, just imagine this. The devil came to Fresno, danced with people at the Rainbow Ballroom, and caused that havoc and disappeared. The stories that we've heard of dancing with the devil everywhere, from ballroom in Stockton Flamingo Club in Texas, Mexico, Visalia, Redwood. What if the devil traveled? Because he's a devil. What if he's able to teleport and travel to different places? And that's why people have the same story of dancing with the devil.
Okay, hey, so my name's Sophia. I've been on a couple road trips with Moon here, a few of them. And I'm just here to tell my story for today's story that I went to Hearst CASLE.
And what happened?
Me and Jennifer, my daughter Jennifer, we went up to Hearst CASLE. Well, we went up to Pismo this weekend, and we were trying to figure out things to do and, here and there. And then we went up to Hearst CASLE this afternoon, and it was very, very interesting when you walk through the castle. And each room that you go into, I wanted to ask if it was haunted. And at the very end of the tour, I did ask her, I go, can I ask you if it's haunted? She goes, well, nobody's buried here, but people that have gone in have felt a presence. So I don't know if you've ever been to Hearst CASLE or you've heard of Hearst CASLE.
I've heard, but I've never been.
Okay, so you're going down, I think it's like the Highway 1 or 101, I can't remember, but it's going up towards, it's after Morro Bay and Cambria, I think, and it's the next little town over. And
wait, what's it called? It's called Hearst Bay, right? I mean Hearst
CASLE.
Hearst.
Let's see. Yeah, Heart. Hearst.
Yeah, so let me type in haunted.
Oh, San Simon. There you go.
Okay.
So yes, it's in San Simon. So what you do is you park in the visitors area, right? And then you sit. I thought it was like really close. I thought you could walk up there, you take your car up there, but no. What you do is you park in the visitors area. Then a bus takes you. Gosh, I want to say it's about maybe 2 miles up into a mountain, right? And it's a beautiful castle. And there's like a nice swimming pool. There's 2 nice swimming pools. And then you go into the dining rooms and stuff like that. I went into the rooms. I guess you could pick out which area you want to see. So I just picked out the rooms. And I tell you, in each area I wanted to ask if it's haunted. And I kept looking up because you could see like windows and wood, because they said they bring this wood from Spain and Italy and everywhere, right? So I kept looking up to see if I see anything. And when I was outside, I kept looking up.
Yes, Hearst CASLE is widely considered to be haunted, with numerous reports of paranormal activity from staff and visitors. Common sightings include the ghost of William Rudolph Hearst, disembodied footsteps, laughter, and music echoing through the main house, especially in the library and the guest room. The main house, staff members have reported hearing laughter, music, and footsteps in empty rooms. The guest houses. Phantom guests and spirits are reportedly seen walking through the halls. The pools. Apparition has been reported around the Neptune pool and indoor Roman pool. Celebrity sightings. Some people believe they have seen the ghost of Marion Davies and Hearst's longtime companion. Visitors often report an eerie or mysterious atmosphere, particularly during evening tours. The castle is now a California state park, offering regular tours where guests might catch a glimpse of the paranormal. So they say that it's haunted. And there's a video, but it's like 10 minutes long, so we ain't got time for that. Now, since you've been there, Sophia, what did you witness? How did you feel? And let us know.
Theater is you did feel kind of weird, you know? You feel like an eerie sense of thing. I mean, just weird, you know? And I felt it in the dining room too, because there's a, look at, I got the chills now. There's a dining table, and here's people that have gone there. It's about, I want to say, a good 20 feet long. The dining table, it's a thin dining table, and it goes all the way across, you know, I mean, all through that dining room thing. But you feel weird in there because there's all kinds of statues, you know, silver from all kinds of, I mean, there's silver, there's antiques there. There's wooden beams that have come from Italy that he brought over here to do that, to make that building. But it's weird. I don't know. But like I said, in the theater, it was weird. And in that Neptune pool, you go in and it's a beautiful, beautiful pool. You know, the water is so clear, and then how he made it, it's just amazing. It's beautiful. But you do feel you get the ibby-jibbies in there. Yeah.
It looks beautiful. It looks like somewhere I would want to go to spend the weekend.
See, look, it says, I felt like I was going to get pushed.
And then Queen Bee says they said 65 people fit.
Yeah. I thought it was 50, but it could have been 60. Yeah, it was probably 65.
You never know.
Yeah.
So, G-Funk, we are talking about the Hearst Castle. It's allegedly haunted from what we read.
But like I said, I thought it was like right off the freeway. But no, like I said, you had to park there, and then you take a tour bus all the way up. It's about you guys want to say it's about a mile, right?
Yeah. Because you have to park it, right? And you have to get picked up?
Yeah. You park, and then you get picked up, and it takes you all the way. It says, they said you could swim in there for $5,000 for 15 minutes.
For how much?
$5,000 for 15 minutes.
No, why is the water? Am I going to come back out all young, all beautiful, all skinny, all flaca?
Right. No, they say it's gold.
Right. Am I going to come back out all gold and shiny, Twilight?
Yeah. Oh, a mile and a half up. See, it's up there.
That is crazy. I would want to go. I would definitely want to go. And where was this location again? Like the city or
San Simon.
¿Dónde?
San Simon.
Oh,
So it's Morro Bay, but to the north, like going towards San Francisco.
I don't know why, but it reminds me of Cantinflas.
And you know what? And that was when I was looking, because they have like statues out, you know, out in the pools, and that's what came to my head. And I was gonna ask, you know, because they said a lot of the actors that don't speak, what do you call it? In the beginning when they didn't speak, I can't think of the name, how they, you know, the silent actors. And I was gonna ask if Cantinflas had been there, but yeah, Charlie Chaplin.
Who's that?
He's a silent. What did you say?
Oh, the man, the black, the white, the white
silent movies.
He wears a hat with the mustache, and he goes,
"Yeah, yes."
I never knew his name. Well, thank you, Sophia, for joining us and telling us about the Hearst and your experience there. I can't believe that it is haunted. Now, before we do end the podcast, you have any advices for the viewers and audio listeners of what we just talked about, and also your experience there in like simple terms?
I would think, you know, if you get a chance to go out there and to do the night tour, I did a day tour, But if you get a chance to do the night tour, I think that would be even more exciting and more, how do I want to say it? It would be a little bit more exciting to do the night tour instead of just to do the day tour. Because I think it's a little bit more spookier at night. Because like I said, it's up in a hill. It's not close to the freeway. It's like up in a hill, about a mile and a half up in a mountain. But yeah, so take the night tour at Hearst Castle.
Now, did you see or feel any experience there?
I did, like in the theater, I felt kind of ibby-jibby. That's when I started feeling like, okay, let me ask if it's haunted. But like I said, I was a little shy to ask because I'm not the only one walking there. There's about 20 other people, no, more than about 20 more people with us, taking the tour. But I did, like I said, I did ask at the end, is it haunted? And the tourist guide did tell me, people do see things or feel things there. She didn't deny it, but she said people do feel things there.
So there has to be some kind of possibility that it is haunted.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Sophia, for sharing us your experience. And also, we found another haunted place.
Yes, we did.
With that being said, thank you everyone for listening, and I'll see you. Well, thank you everybody for listening and watching, and I'll see you on Monday for audio and Sunday for visual here on YouTube. With that being said, blessed be. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.